It's a weird argument now because now you can say we haven't gotten where we could have been because of the bad, or we've gotten where we are
because of the bad.
Damn.
Mm.
So it's like that's a weird one.
We just got like philosophical with that one.
I know.
I like it.
This whole like weird conversation ended up on like a really good point.
Welcome back to another episode of Bored with the Boys. As we gentlemen like to do, is start off with a topic.
Oh my god.
Another solid intro.
Oh man,
Kristen's feeling good today.
Are you guys
people?
laughing? Screw you guys.
Whoa.
But anyways,
Gentlemen like to do.
let's introduce ourselves. I am Christian.
Still.
And my partner on my left, or if
Well, I
he
don't
is
know
my
who's
left,
on your
is Tim.
so-
And then upwards is Brian.
What the fuck?
And then the next one is Scott.
Somewhere on the screens, you'll see names.
Oh god.
But anyways, hit us with a topic, guys. Or with the boys, let's go.
So
Like,
Oh man,
Oh god.
So something I was kind of thinking about the other day, I was watching a video on YouTube, and have you ever seen those guys that like they bait scammers?
Oh yes, I've been watching those too.
Like,
oh
Similar, not bait them, but yeah.
well, like
yeah.
there's like different kinds. There's some that like try to hack them and like really shut them
Yes.
down. But then
Those
there's
are
another
funny.
guy.
There's-
have you ever
there's
heard of
one
him? Kit Boba.
Kit Boga.
Yeah, Kit Boga. Like, dude, he's all the different
Yeah, yeah.
voices, and he
Yeah.
like he just
He's
trolls
awesome.
them for like
I was
5
gonna
hours.
mention him.
That's awesome.
And like so like watching them is like it's like funny seeing people like like shit on these like scammers and stuff, but then like when you really start thinking about it and they get into like these areas and like some of the really bad scammers, like they just like they literally just don't care. Like you're talking to these
Nope.
people that are just like ingrained thinking this is just like a job. Like they have no remorse for
Yeah.
the people that they're like kind of
Taking money from.
And then it kind of got me thinking, like that's not my topic. I mean, we could discuss that, but like it kind of got me thinking that like if you really think about it, I mean, at least from like a computer perspective, but others as well, like so many like jobs and things we do are only because of bad things other people do. You know what I mean? So like if you think of like cybersecurity, there's no reason for cybersecurity if people just weren't doing like bad things. There's no like there's no just like bad thing happening out there. They're like, oh, you got to prevent yourself from that weird computer thing. It's like, no, it's because of some other bad person. But if you really think about it, there's so many jobs strictly based
Like
on
the police,
like just
firefighters.
defending like a bad person. Well, like firefighters is hard because that's well, like I mean, police is one of them. I mean, I guess part of the job. I mean, some of the stuff there's like emergencies, but also like bad people too. But like I don't know. I was just thinking, going through my head, like just so many different roles, like whether it's in the government or like in like different computer jobs that are like just truly based on just like defending against
something.
a bad action of another human being. And it's like, and it's just like awkward to think about that. Like, if there was like a peaceful society, like we just would have like nothing to do except like go back to like doing farming and stuff like that. Cause like, you know what I mean? Like there's like people who make like door locks to the house. Like, do you need door locks? You only need door locks because you lock your door because you're afraid people are going to go into your house. You know what I mean? It's like those. You need like a gate on your house, or you need like alarms for your car, or you know what I mean? Like there's literally just so many things that are purely based on like just bad people. Like it just makes it, when you think about it in that perspective, I don't know, it kind of puts a hamper on like the human race. Like we spend so much time defending against ourselves. Like, I don't know. That thought just was like kind of a weird thought. I wanted to kind of talk about.
Swords defeat fists, and then guns defeat swords.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, weapons is too. I mean, like, yeah, you have weapons for hunting and that kind of thing, but like, obviously, like 90% of weapons or even more are developed for like a war-like manner. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need like assault rifles if there was never war, no one would have ever created an assault rifle. You know what I mean? Maybe, but you don't, like, if you're hunting deer, you're not just out there with like a freaking light machine gun, like mowing down like these deer. Like, that would just be so unnecessary. But like, I mean, now it's like, yeah, guns are just integrated, I guess. But like, yeah, if you really think about it, like if there was just good people and just there was peace, I feel like there would just be so many people that just wouldn't have like jobs.
Joops.
I don't know if that's a topic or just like a a statement, but
sort of to contribute to that. I mean, Amazon wouldn't necessarily be a thing if people didn't want their. It's not necessarily a bad thing that people want shit, faster, but I guess if people weren't greedy and didn't want their shit like online and get it in like 2 days, Amazon wouldn't be the company that it is.
I don't know if that's greedy.
So
yeah, I
there's
mean, they're kind of like a service. So you're kind of like paying for a service and you're getting something in return, but like I don't know, like
I don't think
credit
that
card
would be-
theft, and you have these
all those
companies that like
jobs.
have to do all that stuff because like you're afraid
Yeah.
someone's gonna steal your credit card. It's like that's only because there's a bad person on the other end. Like I feel like this, a lot of jobs are just based on defending against a bad person. Like you have all the security that we have, and security is only based on defending against people that trying to like break into your house, break into your computer, steal your identity, do all these other things, and it's like
No matter how evolved our technology is, there's just always a way behind it.
or there's always another side of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if we develop
There's
like
always a back door.
a new power source, someone's gonna be like, oh my god, we can power these 100,000 houses. This other guy's like, oh my god, I can power this single thing that I can like steal a bank with or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's always gonna be like those two sides. So I feel like we can only ever have so much advancement because we're like we have to
Steal a
balance
bank.
with like
Just-
innovation and then like defending the innovation from like
Just like
bad people.
cars, like they're starting to evolve into like just pressing it on your phone instead of using a key, so they're keyless. So people can actually
You could
hack
probably
that.
still hotwire though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
well,
like that's the
people
thing
can
with
just
like automation. There's already like people like hacking their Teslas and stuff, and like no one's taken over another
Mm-hmm.
Tesla like while you're driving, but like people have hacked their own Teslas.
I think
and, like,
that's no. I think that actually has. I don't know Tesla, but someone has done that. I actually
probably.
heard that. Like someone's like took over someone's like car, like while they were driving it.
and it's like
That's
how many
scary.
how many brains are working on like defending that now when like those people could be working on like anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like as a human race, I feel like we are just so not as far as we should be because we are just defending against like just bad people. It just it just kind of like sucks when you think about it. Like even like a lot of my job is based on like, oh well, make sure you implement this or do this on your computer because of this bad thing that can happen. But it's like there's no just automatic bad thing. It's not like weather is gonna take down this website or something. It's like someone's gonna hack it, and the hack is based on some asshole and somewhere else who's trying to like steal something because like they don't care or they don't know better. It's just like a really messed
I don't
up
understand-
society.
I don't understand how people can live taking other people's money. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't think you'll ever get
You
it
won't.
because you have not been raised like that. You don't have the same.
Yeah.
You're not in that situation. Whether it be like some people are just literally hardwired not to care, just for who knows. But like some people maybe just in a situation like that they feel like that's the only way that they can
mean,
make money, or that's like
I
all they have. Like I don't
I
know.
can sort of understand if like you don't have anything and you steal money from somebody. Like I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I can understand what you're doing. Like you're trying to put
Yeah.
food on the table
Yeah.
for your family.
I mean that's like
if you're just some
convenience.
dude on the phone taking like $5,000 from this elderly person who has
Yeah.
no idea what she's doing. It's like
yeah.
It's just like the PlayStation 5, those scalpers that like buy up all the PlayStation
Yeah,
5s and
and
then
they
just
sell 'em,
resell them higher price.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, I
oh,
was
we're
just-
just feeling our family.
Yeah, I was just reading that like they're like the people at like some Walmart somewhere like all banded together to like hide a shipment as soon as it got dropped off, so all the workers could buy them out and not put any on display. And they ended up like every single one of them was like on eBay that night or whatever. They like tracked all the numbers and they all got in trouble. And it was like
Assholes.
it's like what's the point? Like it's just greedy people. It's like I can see like Brian said from like a if you can get more money easier, like people are just generally lazy. So like if you have no money and you're gonna steal money, like oh that's instant money. But like when I started the conversation with like the scammers, it's like these people like literally like they go home, you know, they go to sleep, they wake up, they go to this office building, and like that's like their job. So they're putting time and
Yeah.
effort into doing like a bad thing versus just like having like some online marketing job or you know what I mean, like putting the same amount of effort and just doing something that's positive. Probably making I don't know, maybe they make less because stealing obviously always nets out high for some of that. But it's like I said, it's just so hard to understand like how these people like how do they sleep at night? Like you said, you just stole like so much money from like elderly people or people that just don't know better, and like you just like oh well, I'm gonna keep it and go buy a car.
yeah. when
It's just
so you mentioned Kitboga before, and I love what he does. It's so funny. He tries to like keep them on the phone for as long as he can and just waste as much time as possible with them.
yeah, it's awesome.
And just like it's so awesome. He has
Oh, yeah.
like different personalities and shit like that.
Yeah, he can like do like
Yeah.
a grandma voice really good, and he gets them all the way to the end where they're like, oh, for us to fix your PC, you have to buy us a Google Play gift card or iTunes gift card, which obviously makes no sense, but people fall for it. So he creates like a fake website where he puts in the codes for this thing, and he like takes their money, like he pretends to take their money, and it's like they get all pissed off and stuff. But
There's one dude I was watching. He had like a voice changer and he was on the phone, and it's I don't want to like be mean, but it was like some like Indian guy or whatever on the other line. You could hear like a bunch of them, like
Yep.
like
Yeah, it's
like
like
you
call
said, like an
centers.
office. Yeah, it basically like a call center. And like he was doing it for like days. He was dealing, and he was like, "Oh, where's this other guy?" And he's like, "I don't know who that is." And then eventually he like got into their computer and he was just deleting files and like deleting
Yeah.
everything. And he's like, and then he's like, "Are you in my computer?" And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about." And he had like an old lady voice. She's like, "Sonny, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's just deleting stuff. And then at the end,
That's
he
probably
finally
the same
like,
guy we're talking about.
yeah, I don't know, maybe. But then he finally like revealed that and then the guy was like pleading. He's like, please give me back my file. He's like, no. He's like, you're an asshole. You're trying
Yeah.
to like literally take money from an old person. He's like no.
yeah,
Like,
there's another guy.
this
His name is
great. It's so funny.
Jim Browning. He actually is like, he doesn't do voices. He just like pretends to play like dumb, but like he's like a legit like what they call like a white hat hacker. He's like a good guy hacker. Like
Yeah.
all his
awesome.
videos, like, he's like taking down like whole call centers. He like locates their freaking location and sends it to like the freaking all like the governments, and like he's like
That's
hardcore
awesome.
like Superman of like scammers and stuff.
That's so sick.
But it's like so cool. But like when he really gets to these conversations, and he's talking to these people. Like people are telling him like, "Oh, go kill yourself, do this," and it's like they like truly believe what they're doing is like just work. Like they see
Yeah.
no remorse. It's literally don't see it beyond like what it is, and it's like I don't know, he talks about it in his videos. It's like sad, like because you don't know, is that just like how they were developed and brought up,
Yeah.
like they to be taught that that's like not necessarily honest, but maybe not. There's no difference between honest work and that kind of work, but
They probably think you make money. It's money, man. Money's money to them.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like so much goes back to like just like in the world, like most things that you're scared of is like not most things, but like a lot of things are like related to like just like a bad person and something that person can do. You know what I mean? Like, and like so many things have to be put in place just to
Yeah.
prevent bad people.
It's
And
crazy
like,
that most of it's overseas.
yeah, I mean a lot of
But-
a lot of like the scammer stuff is unfortunately like in places like India or Russia and stuff, and why that is,
So-
I don't know, but
I mean, this isn't totally the same thing, but I mean, a lot of people learn like martial arts to defend themselves from bad people. So I mean, like all those people who teach martial arts and
Part of it, yeah.
self defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of
yeah, I mean
kind of
it's like
the same thing.
yeah, I mean you have freaking like night vision cameras, like cameras in general, like you know what I mean, like would anybody have security cameras if everyone was like a nice person? Like, oh, I just want to watch the squirrels walk by. Probably not. Like
the
you
thing. I
have
don't
it,
think
you have
it-
it for
yeah.
people, and you have mace, and you have like all this stuff, and it's literally because you're like some guy's gonna come up and grab you, or it's like it really does suck when you like think like society is just it's like built to make you scared of everyone else, and you spend so much time like just working to like protect yourself, when it's like it seems so wasteful that like it seems such a backwards way to think. Like when you think of like animals and stuff like that, like animals just live in like then if they get attacked or something, it's like they deal with it as part of like their life thing. But like we're not attacking each other to eat each other. We're just like
Being assholes.
being assholes. Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's like shitty. It's like I feel like I keep thinking going back to that thought of like even like half of my job is like against just defending against like some bad thing that some other person might do, and it just seems so pointless sometimes.
Yeah.
So
People
we
suck.
can't weird that we can't trust our own security system too, because they hacked like the Amazon rings.
Yeah. I don't know, the smarter the
Right.
security device, the like the more hackable the freaking thing is. You have cameras, and then your
People are
cameras are
getting
watching you.
People are getting so good at like counteracting the anti-hack or like the way you're trying to defend yourself. It's like, well, how else are you supposed to do that. I mean, you can't if you can't trust it. Why are you gonna get it? But then you'll get hacked if you don't get it.
Yeah, I know.
What's the thing like we said, like
So
with every good thing, like someone's on the opposite side. So it's like, I guess sort of relatable is like to the gun conversation. So it's like, a long time ago we had a certain gun and like that gun could shoot X miles an hour with like a certain velocity bullet. And it's like, oh, that can only pierce things. And then now it's like we have armor and this and tanks and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, well now our guns could friggin' fire like 12 miles and so like 10 times faster. And it's like, you know what I mean? Is that just like innovation because it's cool, or is it like because we're trying to just like better the other side of the equation type of thing? I feel like there's so many like parts to that. Maybe that's like a weird example, but
Yeah, so it gets tricky, I feel like, with that one, but it's a little more.
yeah, because I guess I don't know. I guess the creating the gun can also be on the good side, not like the bad side.
Yeah.
But like, it's still in a race of like
Yeah.
the good versus the bad, and that like both sides are like have to increase equally for it to like be fair.
Because if the bad increased more than the good, the bad would win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's like so many scenarios where like stuff like that can happen.
I think it's just because no matter what you do, there's always going to be, which sucks, there's always going to be shitty people, like, no matter
Yep.
what. And so it's like you can't, it seems like a waste of time. It probably like is a waste of time as like a society, as like progression. It is, but it's a necessary waste of time that
Yeah.
if we don't do it, like you said, the bad was going to outweigh the good. And it's like we just can't let that happen. So it is sucky.
And that goes to Scott's point.
Regardless.
Like, as a society, we're
Yeah.
spending so much of our time trying to fight the bad.
Yeah.
If the bad wasn't here, like, we could put that time somewhere else
Yeah,
and
that's
just
the
be
thing. It's
so
like,
much better as a people, as the race, the human race.
just like when you think of like oil companies, like most oil like physical oil companies, the people that own them are like not good people. They're like straight up bad people because they're the ones single-handedly like holding us back from like doing good with like the environment.
Yeah.
Because like
Yep.
they're like the
They want
richest
money.
people in the entire world, and they're using a resource that's literally like depleting on the planet. Who knows what that's gonna cause when there's like literally no more oil in the freaking earth. And it's like we're fighting the battle of like being green and doing all this stuff because like the earth is dying, and it's like these people are like, oh no, I want my yacht, so no, keep buying this oil. And it's like, so we're like fighting the scientists that are trying to figure all this shit out, and it's like, well, if we all just were like good people, the earth would be in a better shape, and we would like. It's like the value of a dollar to some people like literally outweighs like people's lives and other things, and it's like.
Yep.
It's just like
That's what I was gonna say. It's just like too many. It just comes back to being selfish. Like there's
Yeah.
too many selfish people that literally just don't care about anyone else.
yeah,
But like they don't realize that like doing that is only causing more harm to themselves too.
Yeah.
Because like you said, now we're fighting each other instead of
yeah,
We're
innovating,
setting
and
each other
progressing.
up for failure.
We're just like fighting each other now, and it's like we're not getting anywhere. And now your situation, like say like you're in a shitty situation, and they're very like selfish. Like I need to get out of this shitty situation. Which like I get, like if you're in a hard place, like it's sometimes you make like
hard.
bad decisions. But in the long run, like you're just like when you do that, you're hurting yourself even more because now all those people that have to like counteract your bad acts, like it's just like a weird thing where it's like not being selfish actually leads to like more like better for everyone else.
yeah. Because I mean,
I don't know.
there's like a
That's
ton
what-
of few things that we could probably do now that we're just not doing because we haven't figured out like the security part of it. So like, a bunch of episodes back where we were talking about like the future and whatever and stuff like that, and like a big thing that we all like kind of envisioned was like having cybernetic things inside of you. Obviously, like everyone's playing Cyberpunk now, and like obviously that's set in the future, but like everyone has like some mechanical thing inside of you, and that's so believable, considering now like you're attached to your phone. Like why would we not more incorporate it into our body? But it's like as soon as you add anything that has like a network or something into your body,
You're
like
risking yourself.
yeah, you risk yourself like getting like attacked and like people taking you hostage because they're like, oh, I'm
Somebody
gonna shut your
just-
brain off if you don't do this.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's like I feel like we're being held back because of like dealing with the bad people, but I feel like we're not doing things because like we don't even want to deal with it. Like we're like, well,
The potential of
we
it,
could do
yeah.
a cyber heart, you know what I mean? But like, oh, we don't want people like hacking into it and shutting it off. It's like, maybe that, I don't know if that's like a thing, but like I guarantee there's
Yeah,
like
that's a
advancements that we're not doing now because of a risk that like, Iran or
Some asshole's just gonna.
yeah, some third world country or some asshole in the friggin' United States anywhere is gonna be like, try to take it over for laughs or for profit somehow. It's like, is there a way around that? Is there a way around
Be like Westworld.
Unfortunately, probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah,
I
like
don't think
Westworld
so.
is like like a futuristic example, but it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, you gotta kind of live with it, but it's like, do we all just live with it, or like, I don't know. Is there?
I don't think there's-
Is
I
there
don't
an
think there's
ideal
a way to ever
state?
change
Is there
it.
like a balance that we can hit, or is this the best balance that we have now, like in our
I mean-
generation, or I don't know.
If you think about it, I mean, like, we're not doing those things, but in the same aspect, we kind of already have done those things to a point, because we are where we are now because we've done those things.
True.
So like, why are we gonna stop? I mean, we made a phone, somebody hacked it. We're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
somebody hacked my new phone. Now we make like, I don't know, whatever, the internet or whatever else that can be hacked. Why are we just gonna stop there? I mean, we know
Yeah.
people hack things. Just like keep going.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to.
There's virus protection. You know what I mean? Like on your computer, like.
I mean, you got to take the risk and just hopefully works out type of thing. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that just doesn't work because of stuff like that, vulnerabilities, and it's like, oh, everyone thinks the company is awful for it. It's like, well, it's like awful. You try to develop a product and then people like shit on you because you have like a vulnerability to hackers. It's like, well, it's the hacker's fault. It's not like the company's
Yeah.
fault. Like that's what I see that so much like in my industry. That's like people like being mad at companies or software or different things because of like something bad that happened to it. And it's like, well, it's not like it just froze and they deleted all your stuff. Like some outside thing happened at it and you're mad at that company, but no one's like targeting like the bad people. You know what I mean?
Some idiot took 30 minutes out of their day to figure out how to hack this company.
Yeah, and everyone's mad at the company. Like, oh, you should have fixed this. It's like, well, if that fucking asshole didn't do it, then it wouldn't have been a problem. It's like, that's what, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I always end up
Frustrating.
siding with the software side because it's like they're trying to like give you something that works, but at the same time, it's like they have to like try to think of everything, which is really hard because every brain is gonna think of different things, and then something bad happens and everyone's like, even now with like Facebook and all this other stuff, and it's like everyone's like, oh, Facebook's not doing enough to remove this or to block this, and it's like those are
Like
the
ads.
people's fault. You know what I mean? It's like Facebook is doing
Yeah.
so much already, and they're still saying, oh, you're not doing enough. Instead of saying like, oh, you have this platform that like is just showing all these people. It's like the people that are doing the bad things. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I feel like
Unless they're the person that's doing the bad thing themselves. The person that's giving you the product.
maybe, but like
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, in those things where it's like, where they like blame Facebook and Twitter, all this stuff, and it's like, how much stuff you know how many like murder videos and like
Yeah.
child, bad videos are being removed because they're trying to be sent to these platforms, and then someone uploads some like racist thing, which is bad too, and they're like, oh my god, your platform doesn't remove this stuff. It's like, dude, like you know how much stuff they're actually doing, and you're still like shitting on like these platforms because
Well, that
go ahead.
they have like special people for that, like to actually
Yeah.
watch all those gruesome videos.
Yeah,
and
they
like
literally have people that sit there and have to like review the stuff that nobody should see, and it's like it sucks. And it's like they're immediately mad at the company because the company's like not doing extra, when it's like, but nobody like points to like the society and like the bad people. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many bad people, and it's like, well, what can we do to like so these people aren't thinking they should be posting stupid videos online? It's like, oh, fix the software. Like, no, like how do we fix the people? Like that's obviously a harder conversation, but it's like I feel like
Yeah.
no blame is ever put on the person. It's always put on these platforms that people put the stuff onto, and it just seems like broken because then it's like, what's the solution? Okay, Facebook just shuts down. They're like, all right, we're done dealing with like all this nonsense because we try to create something, then bad people keep doing stuff, and everyone yells at us. So okay, no more Facebook. Then it's like, okay, now we don't have this cool like social networking thing that everyone ended up hating because of like the bad people. Because like inherently, it's a good tool. It's a tool to social network, and then people ruin it, and then people are mad at Facebook. People might be torn on this topic, like that hear it, but like from that perspective, it's like
I completely agree. Like everything what you said there, like in that statement and everything. Then at the same time, they're also getting ruined by themselves by ads and big companies and big corporations that aren't doing necessarily bad things, but they're also being ruined by that too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
It's
they have a huge, greedy center. I mean, they're trying to make the most money they can, and they're
Like, yeah, it's
they're
like
not
obviously
making
a
the
company that
they're
need
not
to make
making the
money,
right decisions
obviously,
on that sense. But yeah, I'm talking more of like from like
Yeah, I know.
that piece. Yeah, from like a dealings and corporation thing. Like, yeah, they've made some
Yeah.
weird stuff, and like I don't know enough about it to argue, but like I feel like in so many situations, the blame is never put on the people doing the act. It's put on the platform
Yeah.
that the act is on.
Yeah.
And it just maybe it's easier to blame. I keep saying Facebook,
It
but
is.
maybe
It is. It is easy.
like-
I was doing something else, but it probably would have been too controversial.
yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to like start anything
I
huge
know.
with like
I just
listeners
wanted
and
to say-
stuff, but
oh,
like
yeah, I should've said
just
it.
per our topic of like, as a society, just dealing with like bad people. I feel like we never put the blame on these people. Like even for like scammers and this stuff, it's like, oh, why does AT&T let this phone call go through and you're calling AT&T, Verizon? I'm just pissed because this scammer's calling you, but you're not like, who the fuck is a scammer? Why is he calling me? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the blame isn't put on the scammer. The blame is put on like Verizon. Why are you giving this to me? It's like it's not Verizon's fault. You know what
Alright,
I
I'm
mean?
gonna say it anyways. I'm gonna say it just really quickly.
Go
I'm not
ahead,
gonna
go
go too in depth, but it's funny, like you say, like I know you're on this like kind of more my side of it, but like when you say that, I wonder how many people would agree with that statement you said that like, you don't blame you blame the you're blaming the software, not the people, and then they would say yes, but then if you go back to firearms, they'd blame the gun and not the person shooting the gun.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And like I said,
that's-
I don't go too far into it because I know it's like controversial, but that's like it's the same. It's the same thing. Like you have the
there's a lot of
software.
things
you
It's
could
a
say.
tool. It's a tool, and then there's a person, and it's like if you remove the tool, that person's still gonna do bad things.
Yeah.
If you remove the person, the tool's not gonna do anything bad by itself.
No,
So the
it's-
person's the problem, not the tool. So it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, we won't gonna get too far
To
into
a different
guns just because
capacity.
like
Yes,
yeah,
that's what I
it's
mean.
a bit
Yeah.
more.
It's a different
But
capacity.
I would just say that
But
the
it's the
analogy
same.
makes sense
Yes.
because it's
There's
the
a
same
yeah,
thing.
there's
Like the
like a-
social media
yeah.
as well as like
Yeah.
the gun is the instrument,
Yeah,
but like
like
the
that
instrument
instrument,
only
yeah.
performs the actions of the user,
Yeah.
and it's
You
like
remember not too long ago when like on YouTube, remember that thing Momo? Like
Oh, yeah.
it would pop up in all the kids' videos.
yeah.
Yeah, like
And
telling
like,
them to, like
it would make
cut
the kids do
themselves.
bad things, and like
Yeah.
people were getting mad at YouTube for not like taking that shit out, not
It's like
noticing
they were,
it.
they
But
were
like,
trying.
who's the asshole that put it in
Yeah,
there
it's
in
like
the first place?
yeah. There's like a Sesame Street video that's 3 minutes long with a Sesame Street thumbnail and a Sesame Street title, and then at 30-second mark it stops and it's like Momo for 30 seconds, and then it's back to Sesame Street. Like, yeah, I mean maybe they could write something to sweep and try to find it or something, but it's like, who's the asshole doing that? Never mind, it's like
Yeah, that's fucked up.
like to think like who is out there creating a video telling kids to like hurt themselves, and it's
Yeah.
like yeah, and like I mean yeah, people were probably pissed at like the general fact of it, but it's like where was the good like hacker people trying to like track down who uploaded the video? Like YouTube probably knows that person. Can they give that information to like the FBI or something? Like I don't know how if that's a criminal thing, but you know what I mean? Like where are the people trying to find that person and be like, dude, like you have no more internet or something? You know what I mean? Like instead they're like shitting on YouTube and it's like, oh, your platform spreads hate. It's like, what do you mean? Like there's billion videos of like inspiration and then this one asshole uploads a video
Yeah.
that's so like decrypted into the friggin' content. It's just hard. Again,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
that's the thing. Like like people say, yeah, like you're promoting hate, and it's like I'm not like
I didn't-
we're not promoting it. It's like someone else is trying to do that, and it's
Yeah.
just on our like it's
yeah,
on our
YouTube's
platform.
not gonna put it on the trending page. Like
Yeah, they're not promoting it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
not
something
promoting
they got
it.
by, like,
and like yeah, maybe they could put tools like I mean the one argument is like if you're gonna create a platform like that, like have the things in hand to like deal with that. But it's like that goes back to it's like you're defeating innovation with having to strive for like dealing with bad people. You know what I mean? It's like what if like there's like some guy out there who can make like it's a stupid example, but like he can make the craziest, the best door. Like he knew how to make a door. It's like a futuristic door. You've never seen a door like this.
futuristic door.
But like he can't sell the door because the door he created doesn't have locks.
It doesn't comply with like certain
Yeah,
rules
it doesn't
or
comply with
whatever.
like security things. But it's like I don't know. Again, weird example, but it's like the best door ever.
Best door.
Best door ever, but it's like it has
The best
it has no security. So it's like
all you've ever seen.
so it's like okay, now this guy that had this crazy idea for a door could just never never send it out to the public and have people experience this new awesome door because of like the security thing. You know what I mean? It's like, again, a weird example, but like
It's a door that you just like put some sort of weird sticker on yourself and you can walk through it.
yeah, like
Somebody,
it's like
somebody
door
that doesn't have the
prevents,
sticker can't walk through the door.
yeah,
You can't
it like
open
prevents rain, but like you can like fucking walk through it. Like how cool is that? Imagine that.
Oh,
A
that'd be
door.
cool.
Door that can lead to
Copyright.
anywhere else.
Board the boys copyright. Don't steal that shit.
I don't think it's copyright. But
You can only copyright like a patent, not like an idea. But
I'm doing it.
yeah, I don't know. Like in so many scenarios where like we're hampered again by like these bad people. Like that's a whole circle. Is kind of like what I keep coming back to. Is like there's so many things that because it's easier to blame something else than to try to like deal with the bad scenario.
The actual problem.
We're left.
It's easier to just like pass it off.
Yeah, we're left with like always picking up the slack and like, okay, well, let's wait for the next patch because someone freaking.
It's literally everything though, like anything.
But-
any problem, which most of it, almost not all of it, comes back to people.
Yeah.
It's never dealt with on a person level. Because yes, it's easier, and is it maybe it's even impossible to deal with the people aspect of it, because like sometimes people just do bad things. I don't know, like humans are impossible to figure out, so it's like maybe it's impossible, but every situation is like that, because I think it's always easier just to blame something else rather than to deal with the actual issue.
It's just like to try to relate it more. It's like with video games and like cheaters in video games. So it's like I don't know if like in the new Warzone update they released like the new helicopters and stuff for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And there's like I don't know if you saw there's like a helicopter glitch where
Yeah, you go underneath the
Yeah, I
map.
think they took
Yeah,
it
you-
out because of it already.
yeah, like depending on whatever you do in the combat, you're like invisible, and like, oh, it's kind of funny. Oh, you do it, whatever. But it's like every single person, every game you see just everyone go into the helicopter to become invisible and just like mess up the whole
Well,
game. And like,
I've seen people just being invisible for no reason too, and they didn't even know they were invisible. Like that's a different.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole glitch
Yeah, but I mean-
thing that just.
but for like
people are
the specific
invisible
one
for
where
no
it's like they ended up removing the helicopters from the game
Yeah.
while they work on patching it. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, is people are doing that for its fun, or is it like, are they just like being assholes trying to like ruin it for everybody
They
else?
they
Like,
should put cheaters in like an all cheater lobby.
They do. Some games do that.
But even for like normal games where like people like running like all these like aimbots and all this stuff, it's like, are you having fun with it, or like you're
Yeah, see
literally
that-
just ruining?
I felt like a glitch like that where it's like you like maybe you just want to try it out. It's kind of fun or whatever. Okay, like and then they patch it. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
'cause it's
glitch,
still,
I guess, is
and it's
different,
just
but,
like a game. Like yes, I get frustrated. Obviously, cheating. I don't like when people cheat in games, but it's also just a game at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, people that are like just cheat every single game with like aim bots. Yeah, like how is that? I don't know.
But like,
I mean, I think we
not
talked about
exactly
that
the same,
before.
but like, you know what I mean? Like, so many people complain about like Activision with the Call of Duty franchise because they don't have like the anti-cheat thing, which maybe they don't have it because it's hard to implement on their game software or whatever. But it's like they're so mad at them because of that. But it's like
Yeah.
it's the people that are exploiting and buying these,
Yep.
paying for these cheats, ruining the game, and they're mad at the game. And it's like, yeah, they don't have anything to cheat. They were a game. They should know whatever. But it's like at the same point, it's like they're not to blame. It's the people that are doing the cheats. It's like it's the same conversation. It's like I don't know.
See, I understand both sides a little bit. I like your side more, Scott, but at the other end of it is like, you know, this is the 10 millionth Call of Duty at this point. Like, you kind of should
Yeah.
just be
That's what I meant,
prepared that people are gonna do that.
They should have some idea of like, okay, like at this point, like that should be a known. But still, you know what I mean? Like
It's sad that they have to do that, or well,
Yeah.
they're not
But
doing
remember,
it.
remember
sad.
back then when
It's-
like, remember back then that we actually had to look up into a guidebook for a cheat code, and they actually put it in the game themselves, like up, up, down, down.
Player game,
Yeah.
You get like infinity lives or
That's
something.
more of like
Yeah, but
a
that's not
just like a
multiplayer.
secret unlock, like an unlockable type of thing. But it's not like someone like
Fun.
paying someone to install a software that enhances the game to give them an edge.
Well,
And-
that's the thing. That's like it's a difference between like multiplayer competitive and stuff like that, where you're cheating to beat other people, and like cheating in an offline single player
Yeah.
thing, and it's
Yeah, if you're
actually
just doing
fun.
it by
Like, you
yourself,
just
I
do
mean, I
whatever you want.
guess, as
Then
if you're not
that's
causing
for
any
fun.
harm.
That's for fun. That's like
Yeah.
that's fine. Like it's completely fine. Like you can like all these people who make mods of games like
That's-
cheating, but you're like making it for fun.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
just-
that's
you're having
fine. Yeah,
fun.
I guess I'm more talking competitive. I guess that's a good clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
there's
like
people like
competitive is
in
just
tournaments,
different.
like literally like, esports tournaments that are like on stage, and they're like, bro, you're literally cheating on stage.
Yeah.
It's like, and like, yeah, I mean, I guess they're trying to get
ridiculous.
the edge, they're trying to win, but it's like, that's bad. It's like you're ruining it. It's like,
It's like, you know, how do you, and if you win, like, do you really feel like you win? Like, I wouldn't.
like, oh, I'm the best.
like I
But it's
won
like
it all.
you
Yeah, I
know
wouldn't
you
feel
freaking
like I
had
won.
aimbot installed the whole time, and like you're gonna go home with
Yeah.
your trophy.
Yeah.
Like,
I would not feel like I won. Like, that's not
yeah.
rewarding in any sense.
That ties back into the fact of just like, I guess it's not really the same thing, so it's probably stupid, but just like people taking people's money and not giving a fuck.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same,
like you're,
same sort of
Oh, yeah, I guess the
concept.
same attitude.
Yeah,
the same attitude
if
of
you win a
just-
tournament because you cheated and you like won the prize money, like you didn't really earn it. You technically like
Yeah.
stole it from the people that you've cheated against, type of thing.
That's true.
It's just like the guy that won the Donkey Kong high score. He actually cheated.
I don't know that story. What's the
Oh,
story?
you never seen that
Listen.
documentary?
Can always count out Christian.
There's a
Donkey Kong
documentary,
documentary?
Yeah,
Fill us in.
the
Fill us
guy
in.
that won.
What's the story?
Well, the guy. So apparently, you know, when you play Donkey Kong, the original one, once you reach the max number of scores, it resets again. So when he was recording it, apparently he wasn't recording on the right machine or something like that, and apparently he was. It's just a weird concept. Like the way he did it was cheating, some way.
So yeah,
You
so
mean to
maybe he didn't win any money, but basically he held a record, a truthful record, but he was like lying because of how he
Yeah,
got
he
it.
wasn't using the right machine. Like apparently he was using like a program machine. Like one that's not built from Nintendo.
He wasn't. He was doing something wrong, but he basically claimed he did something where it was kind of
I'm
off.
lost.
Yeah, I mean it's related in a way. I mean that one, I guess he's kind of like taking a title. He's not necessarily doing anything malicious per se, but I mean, still bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like oh man. Dude. I honestly never mind. Cuz I was thinking something about another documentary, but it was a little bit different.
Christian
Yeah,
watches
I mean,
a lot of
dude, almost every
I was gonna
documentary you
say,
watch has something about
Oh,
bad people.
like the guys that used the Monopoly.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that one.
What? Damn, Brian.
Like the
I
game
watched that one
Monopoly.
too. Yeah, it's about the Monopoly game that McDonald's does.
Uh,
Oh.
Way
Yeah.
back in the day, somebody figured out how to rig it. Not
So
way back, but you know,
like reprint 'em.
little bit of time ago, somebody figured out how to rig it so that they would always get the matching pieces to win $1 million or 100,000 or 20, whatever the prizes were. And yeah, they didn't catch on to it for a
so is
long
it
time
rigging,
until-
like exploiting it, or are they like printing and like cheating?
So they,
Like is
they
it like
had somebody-
counting cards, or is it like card in your
Yeah.
sleeve? 'Cause
they had somebody
differences.
on the inside who sees the cards before they go on the box or before they go,
Okay.
and the guy would like put them aside and pay this dude, and then just
Yeah.
bullshit.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
so there's
So
someone on the inside.
the way he distributes
That's like
distributes it.
Rigging
is-
rigging is the wrong term, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's that's
The way he was trying to distribute it to other people was he would give it to people that are not related to him. Like he
Right.
will give it to like someone he knows, and then be like, here, but just make sure you give me a certain amount back.
yeah, right.
And
They
then-
they'd give it to somebody who needs the money, but
Yeah.
then they'd like take half their money like when they
Yeah.
go turn it in. So when this lady, they gave it to this lady,
That's not
she
the
is
worst.
like poor and all that.
that's like Robin Hood style. Is that,
And,
I was gonna
is
say,
that
like,
bad?
steal from the
They
big
gave her
corporation,
they
give it
gave
to
her
the poor.
they gave her the $1 million boardwalk in Park Place, and as long as she turned it in and gave him half the profit, they'd give her the next card that had a certain amount of money on it, and that's how they kept making money.
Like
And then she got arrested because she knew that they were doing that
Oh.
and didn't,
I mean,
It's a really good documentary. It's on HBO.
I forget the McMillions.
yeah.
I think that's what it's called, McMillions.
Yeah, I mean, it gets into a little bit of a different topic where it's like the old Robin Hood style, where it's like,
Yeah.
if you're doing something kind of bad, but it's like not hurting anybody, but then you're kind of helping somebody. Like in that situation,
for
like
good
how they were
cause.
doing it is bad. Like that's like not really
Yeah.
embezzlement, but that's like whatever. It's not. It's bad. It's legally
It's illegal. Yeah.
bad. But like you're like kind of taking money from a corporation that has billions, giving it to someone who probably needed it. There's probably no like
Yeah.
nothing really bad happened because of it.
Like someone was gonna win anyways, possibly.
But the people that they gave the money to ended up going to jail because they fell in love with
yeah,
the money.
that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe that story is bad, but you know what I mean? Like, in that scenario, like,
Yeah.
kind of like, they were
You
bad for
should watch
doing it, but it's like, they could have been, just, like, donate, like, take, like, 10,000 and donate it all to charity. Like, I don't know.
They would like train you on how to speak to the media because when you win $1 million, they go and interview and all that shit.
Yeah.
So they would like train you on what to say, how to like play it off cool, like you actually won. And it was funny. I think I forget how they found out, but it's a really good little documentary.
It all comes back to money.
But
Literally,
there
butter.
was another hacker.
Money and butter.
Butter.
The guys that were taking down the PlayStation Network, like Xbox Network and stuff like that, ruined everyone's Christmas. You remember that? It was PS3.
I remember they took down the network. It was that one group. I forget what they were called.
Lizard Squad.
Legion?
yeah.
Legion or something, right? Like, we are Legion.
No, I think it was Lizard Squad was one of them that did something.
Yeah,
I remember
that.
the Lizard Squad. I remember that.
They actually took down the network.
Yeah,
And,
but
like,
I think I
we were
remember
like, what
reading
the
about
fuck?
some of that. But some
But
of that
that
stuff
was
was
on
like,
PlayStation and not Xbox, so
I
no
don't
one
think they
cared.
did anything bad per se. Though.
no, I think like some of the
Like,
hacks
there-
they did were like really like basic level hacks, like just like over trafficking the network and kind of shutting it
Yeah,
down
so it
type of stuff.
crashed.
Like nothing really like they didn't like hack in and like steal crazy stuff. They just kind of like
Crash servers.
crashing servers and stuff, just like causing trouble for
yeah, but like, what
for
was
the
the whole point of
lulz.
doing that? You know?
just
I
to
don't
be
know.
trolls, like
Just be dicks,
just,
I guess.
just to say they did it and to have the power to do it. Like, I mean that kind of sucks. If they like held it at ransom or something, then that's like I'd say that's probably worse.
I
But
remember I was watching I think it was Castro, a Twitch streamer, and somebody hacked him like midstream, and kept putting messages on his like stream and stuff. I forget what it was, but they didn't really harm him. They just kind of like you said, trolled. But they like took control of his like screen, blacked the screen out, and were like typing their own messages.
So,
It was kind of weird. I was watching it live.
I mean, you could just disconnect from the internet and immediately lose all of that. But people just like, what? Oh my god! What's happening?
People
People
suck.
are assholes.
Yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
I know, like that's why I wasn't sure. Like, do I want to like talk about this? Because basically, like the gist of it is like, just people just kind of suck. Like, there's like really good people, and there's like a lot of hope and inspiration out there. But then there's this like such
You
a
see just one asshole, and you're just like, oh my god.
yeah.
I
There's just
can't.
like there's such
People
a huge
suck so bad.
like that's the thing. It's not like I mean maybe there's probably obviously there's definitely more good people than bad people, but it's like the amount of like these bad people that are actually out there, like just literally like
And the thing
ruining
is-
everything.
Yeah.
It's
and the thing
crazy.
is, like, it's like there may be, for say there's every just randomly making numbers. Say there's like one bad person for every good 10 people, but like the level of badness that one person does, like, is just terrible.
yeah.
Like,
It, like
you
yeah,
just
it, like
don't-
it's like
yeah, you know
the
what I mean?
weight is the same of like the 10 to
Yeah,
1 or
it's-
whatever it
sucks,
is.
because you
It's
can have
like
like all these really like good people don't necessarily have to be like outstanding citizens who
They
donate
just
money
don't
to
do
charity
anything
and do,
wrong.
but
That's
just
what
like
makes them a
good
good
people,
person.
yeah, just who like let people go in traffic and hold doors open for people, say please and thank you, like generally good people like
Yeah.
that. Like there's plenty of those, like, and then you just have like a dude, you have like 10 of those good people, and then you have a dude who's just like murdering puppies for no reason. Like that's like that's like way worse than just it's like
Yeah.
why?
It's like a
That's
situation.
a gruesome example, Tim.
I don't know.
It's always going to be survival of the fittest.
Survival of
Yes
the
and no.
douchiest.
Like,
Like-
but you don't have to be in a situation where it has to be. Yes, but we're not there anymore. We don't have to.
no,
do
but
that.
it's
I'm-
like sort of true in the fact of like we were talking about before, like what Brian was saying, like it's survival of the fittest, not in like, you know, the strongest person is gonna punch you and beat you, but it's like the side that is the smarter, like the fittest, the smarter. So it's like as each side like grows, it's like who's like winning at that battle. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we have the brand new iPhone. And it's like, did they do enough? And it's like some hacker's like, nope, we got it. And it's like, oh shit. So then they have to up it, and it's like, it's like fighting for like that battle, and it's like, it sucks. Like it shouldn't be like that. Like we should be just I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of a depressing topic. I literally like spent 45 minutes talking about like why people are bad, but I don't know. It's like sometimes it's important to know that like that's out there, and like you know, to still like be hopeful and like go after and do the good things. Like don't not do the good things in fear of it, but still just sucks when you think that like there really is no like clear cut way. There's no solve for like making a better society, making like is it evening, like to kind of switch a little bit, is it like evening the playing field with like, because if you talk about it, like the root of everything is basically money, like everything, everything is money rules the world, like
power,
like
I say money and power,
not evening the playing field. Like obviously like one class of everybody is like probably many examples why that doesn't work, but it's like, is it bringing the 1 of the 1% down and like flattening out the lowest of the low and trying to like bring some balance to the scale? You know what I mean? Like, is that the solution? I don't know. Like,
it's hard.
Like, how do you get out of what we're in now? Like, is it just that people are always going to be bad, or is it that like if there was a better society that people lived in, like could these people go the other way? You know what I mean? Or are there just some people that are bad? Like there are some that are just psychopaths, like murderers and serial killers, stuff like that. But like there are plenty of people that are probably like they could be a good person. They just were in the wrong path. And it's like, how do we ever get there? Do we ever get there? Like as a human race, is that even something that we should even dream about?
I don't know.
I mean, it would be nice, obviously, but there's just too many options in life for somebody to choose the wrong path.
Yeah.
There's bound to be, like Tim said, 1 in every 10 people that does, murder puppies. Or
you heard that? Yeah, that's an official statistic. 1 in every 10 people will murder puppies.
It's just like, it's like anything. Like you can have like a good kid that all of a sudden gets approached and is like a young kid is like, on the right path, and all of a sudden like some dude just like sells him drugs, and the kid makes like one slip up, and then boom, the guy's like a freaking crack addict the rest of his life. And it's like for like one weird like path that maybe he was in a bad state, and it's like, well, it's like if that guy never sold him drugs, that kid could have been like a good person. So it's like that guy was the pivotal turning point, but it's like that guy's selling this kid drugs because he's like wants the money. Like he's not like, man, I want to make this kid into some crack addict for the rest of his life. Like I hate this kid. He's like, I just want the $20 this kid has. You know what I mean? So it's like money is like blocking this guy's view of just destroying these kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cheap price.
20 to be a lifetime crack addict.
That's why we have so many homeless people.
Mostly, I mean, a huge portion is drugs. I mean, and a lot of them probably like are not bad people. You know what I mean? They're just like
fell on some hard times.
Wrong path.
Who did it? What state like made all drugs basically legal? We should just do that.
Well, no, they can just get. I think there was a state that was made cocaine legal.
There's one state that like decriminalized like a lot of like.
Colorado decriminalized psychedelics.
Oh, yeah, I guess in the drug conversation, what Tim said, I mean that's
part of the
basically the closest to a solve we're going to get, as like for that scenario, like
underground market for money and stuff, and it's like, well, if you
disable the market, disable the dark market, the black market for like for that kind of stuff, and then like you basically ruin all of the people that are doing that, and then like maybe it helps.
Not to get too into politics, government, all that crap, but like, do they really want it to stop though? I mean, like,
no, probably not,
because there's so much money.
Yeah, there's a system out there,
and people illegally selling drugs.
There's always a yin and a yang.
Yeah. Also because Big Pharma wants all the money.
I didn't want to say that one, but that's.
I don't care. I'll say it.
No matter what, if we always get it.
They run the world, man.
Yeah, if you're not Big Pharma, you basically agree with that.
Well, there's always no matter what, there's always going to be a bad to good.
Yeah.
We can not
Yep.
always have too much of a good to a bad, and then bad too much of a good.
I mean, that's
you know?
that
And
honestly.
just, like I'm trying to like give the
no, like,
logic.
but if you think about it, that might be like the
I
smartest
love
thing
you,
like
Christian.
he said like tonight.
Oh, what?
No,
What are you
like
trying to say, Scott?
no, but like
Ever.
I'm
Okay,
saying,
I
That's the
see how
smartest
it
thing
is.
you've said in your life.
that's a good
Oh.
statement because like maybe that's really
No,
what it
yeah.
is. Like maybe as a society we just would not function if everyone was
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
good like striving human being. Like
Hi,
maybe
how are
maybe
you?
there is nothing. Maybe you need a balance.
Maybe some weird.
You,
It is
you
what
need
it is,
the
you know?
turmoil. You need like the aggression
You
for
need that
people to
puppy,
like
Maybe.
puppy murderer.
innovate. Like maybe if
Yeah.
there was all good, we just would have never innovated and we would just be all like still farming and like old school. You know what I mean? Maybe the innovation is built
Well,
on
that's
like,
what I mean.
the
A lot of
aggression.
innovation has come from reacting
I mean,
to
you
bad
do.
things.
You learn from bad things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm not trying to call you
exactly, yeah,
stupid,
like a-
Christian. I'm trying to say like that's the most probably
Oh, okay,
insightful
well,
thing.
well,
I
Christian,
was
whatever
trying
you
to say
wanna
like
call
that's
it.
the most insightful thing like we've probably said tonight. Like that maybe that really is like you
Oh,
have
so even
the
actually,
smartest thing you
that's
said.
actually
like,
the,
yeah,
so
maybe
like,
it
we talked
has to
about-
be a yin and yang, and like that's the balance it creates on either side. Like maybe that's really what it is.
Yes, you talked about like war and stuff. How like it's like bad thing, but like we've innovated a lot of things to like
From
fight
that,
the
yeah.
war to be better. But yeah, a lot of like medical advances has come from
Yeah.
war to like help everyday life. There's a lot of like I know like even in, I think it was like World War II and stuff. Like when they started developing like planes and stuff, like a lot of like developments came from that and like gave us developments for like travel and stuff.
Yeah, so maybe it
So,
really
like,
all
good things
like,
come from
stems
it.
from that. Like the reason we have such good doors is because
Yeah.
people try to break in, so they have to keep making better
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
Just
door's
like,
my door's pretty
the bad
fucking
people are
drafty.
just-
It
they're
doesn't
just
stop
testing
much.
Just like what's that movie The Escape with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
I don't know.
Sylvester Stallone where
prison
they have to
one?
break into prison.
Yeah.
Oh
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see that. Like the
the
space
escape
prison thing?
plan.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
they basically their job is to actually go into prisons that
Yeah.
have they think they have the best system
And they find
but
it and
they
break
try
it,
to
yeah.
test it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find the
Yeah.
weaknesses.
I mean, that maybe that's really what it is. Like that golden like dream of like a purely good person society. Maybe that's just not practical. Like it just
I
will
don't
never
think
work.
It is, but
You know what I mean? Like maybe
I don't know if it would never work, but it's definitely not realistic.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
I
Would it-
understand why we're not there.
Yeah, would it work? We won't know because we're probably never gonna get there. But it's like
Yeah.
maybe the life we live is because of the balance. Like everything
It
has
could
a
be.
has an opposite.
Yeah.
So
That's true. When you think about it like that,
so
it's a weird argument now because now you can say
Right, yeah.
we haven't gotten where we could have been because of the bad, or we've gotten where we are
because of the bad.
because of the bad.
Damn,
So it's like that's
that's a good
weird
yeah.
one.
We just got like philosophical with that one.
I know.
I like it.
This whole like weird conversation ended up on like a really good point.
That's probably a good note to end it on right there.
Yeah, nice. So well,
Just think about it.
yeah. So we'll
and,
leave people
let
with
us
that
know what
thought. Do you think, as a society, as a human race, we are here because of us having to deal with and kind of fight the bad side of people, or are we here because, or would we be further if there was no like negative side that we had to battle? Like, what side do you think you're on?
But in the end, always choose war with the boys.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna bring it back, get a little bit more insightful on some of these calls. So calls
That was
podcasts.
Calls.
Calls.
Eventually.
Okay.
Scott doesn't
We just
know.
added calls to our list. Now we're just
We're
calling
gonna
this
start
Dan-
calling
this
random
random.
people and just talking to them.
Well, this is like my work. I feel like
Old school. This is old school.
2020. This is like what everyone's work
I know.
calls is now. So it's like I
know.
feel like I'm on a call.
I mean, essentially, this
meeting.
is kind of a work call.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
gonna
busy.
zoom in right
anyways.
now.
We
all
needed a
right.
good note. So
Yeah.
Yep. We'll
As
random.
usual, subscribe to all the socials: Facebook, Insta, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us
Twitch.
know what we're doing good. Let us know what we're
Let us know
doing
what we're doing bad.
that we could be
Aw,
doing
damn it.
better.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
us know what you like.
just-
Let us know the style. I mean, we keep trying to change it up, new topics, trying to shake
let's
it up
get
here
100
and there. So,
subscribers.
Give us ideas.
yeah, we're on the road to 100 subscribers. We're gonna be doing a giveaway. We're gonna be posting about that soon.
yeah.
We're gonna do a giveaway at 100 subscribers.
100.
Yeah, one lucky subscriber. So,
And then Tim quits the game too.
and Tim's gonna quit Summoner's War as a bonus.
Damn it! I just joined my own guild again. Oh, God.
So
Old
And he
guild.
quits it again.
All right, whatever.
so yeah.
With the boys.
All right, peace out, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
We'll
Have a
see
good
you-
night,
We'll see you in the
good
next
day,
one.
or whatever.
Peace.
See you
Peace.
later.